Welcome back to a new video. I am Kian de Jong and this is LEGO Technic. Today we are going to talk about set number 42152, Firefighter Aircraft. And this set was released in 2023. At the back of the box we can see another view of the set and all the functions this set will have. The dimensions of the box are 47.8 by 28.1 by 9 centimeters. This set contains 1134 parts and weighs about 1691 grams. This set originally costed €110 and that translates to about 9.7 cents per piece. Because of my hard drive crashing, I lost some photos and one of them was the photo with the contents of the box. But this set contained one booklet, one sticker sheet, 4 sets of numbered bags, and some loose frame pieces. At the first section, we started working on the frame. We added a lot of gears and a retractable beam at the bottom. The beam is constantly pushed out, and this is accomplished by using a rubber band at the other side. This section is for one of the functions. It isn't finished yet, but how it will work is by pushing the beam, the gears will turn, but when the beam gets pushed out, the gears don't turn. After that, we added some more parts to the top and to the rest of the frame. We also added a beam that's connected to an axle. I don't know what it is for yet, but it seems very interesting. The function with the gears also works. When we push the beam, the gears turn, but when it gets pushed out, the gears don't turn. On top we also added a beam with axle connector, and when we turn this one, a beam moves horizontally. Next up we have extended the frame and added some parts to the front. This front section will become the cockpit of the plane. If we look at the bottom, we can see the front landing gear, and this one is connected to some kind of weird assembly in the middle, and this one connects to a linear actuator at the back. The assembly is connected to the loose beam we saw earlier, and this beam is connected to the beam that moves horizontally and transfers the motion to the axle with connectors. You can see if we start turning the linear actuator, the front landing gear will start to come out. And because of the connection to the assembly, the loose beam will also start to move. The loose beam will transfer the motion to the horizontal beam, and this one will transfer the motion to the axle with connectors. By doing this, all the landing gear can be extended and retracted by only using one linear actuator. We have added a lot of pieces, but internally not a lot has happened. We have added some panels to the side and also put on the first sticker. Beside that, we added a small part to the left wing. The color scheme of this set will be almost only yellow and red, with some black parts in the set. I do like how they made the red stripes by using the red beams. Continuing, we added a frame piece to the back of the set. We also added a spring for one of the functions. The spring will control the opening and closing of the hatch. In this compartment there will be some blue pieces that will represent water, and the spring, when we turn the axle, the spring makes it so the hatch opens and the water pieces can fall out. And when we close the hatch, the spring makes it so the hatch keeps being closed. In the next part, we finished the other side of the set with panels. And we also added some panels on top for the roof. On both sides of the set, we added a gear that connects to an axle, and this gear controls the landing gear. When I was making the voiceover for this part, I noticed that the sticker on the box of the set for the functions was oriented the wrong way in comparison with the set itself. At the back of the set we added a lever to control the hatch. If we look at the top, we can see the spring being used to open and close the hatch. After that, we built the cockpit of the set, and with that, the front portion of the set is finished. The cockpit itself doesn't have an interior, but if we look inside the cockpit, we can see part of the front landing gear. Beside the cockpit, we have also paneled the underside of the set. Here you can also see the beam from the beginning that will be used for one of the functions. Now we've started working on the back of the plane. We have added a lot of panels, and we also made a angle. I'm always impressed at how the LEGO designers make those angles, because it's pretty difficult and there's always a different solution. The back portion of the set is finished. We have added some panels on top for the roof, and we have a hatch on the top. This is used to refill the plane with the blue water pieces. At the back, we've also finished the horizontal and vertical stabilizers of the plane. In real life, these are used to keep the plane steady, and in this set, the horizontal stabilizer is able to move. With that, the back portion of the set is finished, and the only thing left to build are the wings of the plane. Starting with the wings, we have added some panels in the middle. We also added some black beams, and these will be used to attach more panel pieces to finish the wings. On the bottom we can see some axles that extend from the middle. These will be used to turn the motors of the plane. Continuing with the wings, we added some landing gear to the right side of the plane. The landing gear can be controlled using the gear on the side. That's because the landing gear is indirectly connected to the linear actuator, and this one also controls the front landing gear. When the landing gears fold up, they fit inside the motors on the wings of the plane. Besides the landing gear, we also connected one of the motors to the beam on the bottom. So if we push the beam, you can see that the axle will turn where the motor will be connected. The wings themselves are finished. It's a little bit hard to get the whole plane in view, but we added some more panels to the sides of the wings. The only thing left to build are the motors that will fit on the wings, and after that the set is finished. The set is finished. It's bigger than I thought, but the plane itself is pretty narrow. I think the overall look of this set is fine. It's a little bit flat on some sides, but I think the main objective of this set are the functions. If we turn the set to the back, we can see the horizontal stabilizer, and this one can be adjusted. It needs to be adjusted manually, there's no lever for it. If we turn our attention to the front of the set, we can see a gear, and this one is used to turn the front and side landing gear. I will speed up the process so it doesn't take as long. As you can see, both the front and side landing gears move at the same time, and when they are fully folded up, they disappear in the frame and in the motors of the set. Here you can see the opening for the other function, but we will come back to that later. First I will extend the landing gear again, and the gear for the landing gear is on both sides of the plane. If we turn the plane to the other side, you can see that the same gear is on the front of the set, and at the back of the set we have a lever that's used to control the hatch for the water function. This set contains 10 blue pieces that are supposed to represent water. Because of the spring inside of the hatch opens and closes pretty quickly when you turn the lever. And that's because it either pushes the hatch open or pushes it closed. If we look at the top, we can see some more hatches. This is for the refill of the blue pieces of the set. And the last function is also the main function of the set. We have a beam at the bottom of the set that we can push in, and it also pushes out automatically, and it's used to turn the motors of the plane. I've seen this function in one of the older Technic sets. It was a helicopter, but I haven't seen it in one of the newer Technic sets. Here's the parts list if you're interested. This was my video about set number 42152, Firefighter Aircraft. I hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you next time.